Hi everyone, and welcome to Ask Amanda this week. Today I'm joined by Bernadette from the School of Renovating, and we both share an equal love and passion for renovating properties. And what I wanted to do today was just ask her a few questions about her business and how it can help anybody that's thinking about renovating. Hi Bernadette, how are you?
Hi Amanda, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
What I wanted to do is just ask you a few questions about how you can help people turn their passion into a profit. So what do people choose the School of Renovating to help them?
Okay, so to answer that, I probably should explain the type of people that come to us.
Great.
And generally we have three main groups. Firstly, we have predominantly women, but retired couples who have got to a point in their life where they realise that they don't have enough money in their superannuation to retire on. And so they're looking at a way of jump-starting that saving, and they're thinking that renovating might be the way. The next group is we have some single women who have had a tragedy in their life. Either they've lost a husband through death or they've had a relationship breakdown. And they're also looking to become more financially secure and are interested in renovating, but they're also looking to have more joy in their life. So they're looking to do something that really inspires them, that they love and will make them feel alive again. And the third group is, once again, women in their mid-40s who basically hate their job. So working in a toxic environment, want to change and love the creativity of renovating and think that that might be the thing to do. And so basically they come to us because they're quite smart and they know that there's a lot of risk in anything to do with property and particularly with renovating. So they want to get the facts and learn from someone who's actually made every mistake there is to make. And so we basically get to share our journey with them, but we also share with them the results of our learnings. And so I've been renovating for 30 years and have developed a system over those years that actually works. So that's why they come.
So important because there's so many pitfalls
I know,
that you can make if you don't know.
You would know that,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
and do they need a lot of money to start?
So generally speaking, you don't actually need cash to start. You can actually, if you've got another property with sufficient equity, you can utilise that equity. But even if you don't have that, there are ways around it. We absolutely love joint ventures because you're not only teaming up to fill your financial needs in terms of getting a renovation going. It's a great way to make it more fun, more of a team thing, and things are always more inspiring if you do them with someone else. So we really encourage people to do joint ventures if they've not got sufficient funds to get started.
That's a good idea, and it just gives them a little bit of a cushion too. So if there's two people, two problems, two heads to work out
Absolutely.
problems.
I always think, if you haven't got a skill, you fill the gaps with someone else that does have the skill rather than trying to sort of, struggle along.
Yeah, absolutely. And how long does a normal renovation take on, say, for example, a unit?
Okay, so only in the last year that I've discovered the joy of units. Up until then, I did freestanding houses and predominantly structural renovations.
Okay.
And then I decided to start doing some units to really try and iron out some of the issues with units, because as you know, there can be some challenges when you're dealing with an owner's corporation. Before I sort of led my students down that path. And I've actually discovered that they're an absolute joy because they're so quick. You can do, the most recent project we did in 3 weeks.
Wow, so quick.
Yeah, so absolutely. And because you don't have external work and it's generally quite a small area and you can whip through it pretty quickly.
That's great.
Yeah.
And how long do you spend with your students teaching them all you need to?
Okay, so in a program, generally we like to think we're going to stay with them forever. But initially, we run a 12-month program. We start that with 2 days face-to-face to get them up to speed really quickly. And then after that, we have monthly online trainings and catch-ups. We also meet up face-to-face quarterly. So when someone leaves their 2-day training, they go out with an action plan of the steps they're going to take. And then when we meet up the next quarter, we can check in with them, see how they're going, so that we really nurture them through the process.
I think that's a really good word, nurture, because
Yes.
having that support, knowing in the past when I was doing renovations and not having somebody to call and thinking, have I made the right decision, or am I paying too much for a sander or whatever, they're the sort of things to be able to have somebody that's experienced as much as you to be able to just, bounce those ideas off.
Yeah,
that's great.
So and to be honest with you, that's why I'm in the business. I love working with people. I could renovate all day and make, plenty of money. It's really about having that, being able to share a skill and having the joy of seeing other people's lives transformed. So
Absolutely. And have they actually renovated before, any of your students?
Some have had disastrous experiences. Some have renovated and found it not overly profitable, so they've needed to learn the tweaks to actually get the profit out of a project. Some have never been near a renovation project, so we've got the full spectrum.
Great.
Yeah.
And do you have any current projects you're working on?
I actually have 3 projects at the moment. So the first one is a development site where I'm developing, building 10 townhouses. The second one is a joint venture I'm doing with my daughter in order to, as I mentioned, I love joint ventures. It's something we want to impart on all our children, that skill, so that she can boost her savings for a property. The third one is a fundraising property, which you were involved in the sourcing of, Amanda. So we're doing a renovation where the profit will be donated to an orphanage that looks after children without parents. And I'm currently looking at a property in France, which will be a long-term renovation. So
that'll be interesting, and I'll have to catch up with you again after that one.
Yeah.
And look, I love being part of that, the charity. It's such a great idea to be able to, get that wealth from that property and that build up equity and actually give it to something that's so needing. So I was very happy to help with that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
Thank you, Bernadette. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you next week.